What is up, and welcome to another Loose Beats, where our motto is chill out and make a beat. I'm Toby, A.K.A. Kushing from the T&D channel. Make sure you check out everything we do. And today, I wanted to go over this beat. It's previously named On the Spectrum, because I'm just weird, but it's really glitchy and really epic, and I kind of wanted to break down. It was a nice little build, and so let's go ahead and get a sample of our drop here, and then we'll start breaking it down. Yeah, really epic and pretty crazy. It's got a lot of rock elements. It's got hip hop elements. Again, very glitchy. And then we got this dark, minor, kind of haunting cinematic feel to it as well. So just going from our intro, we've got a few piano lines here, and we'll kind of see what they're doing. Yeah, so that one's got our chord over here in this really spacey, drowned out reverb, the Space Designer, just to kind of have it in the background. And then we have this one under it doing something very similar with a tremolo, and it's set on 100% depth and fourth rate. So here, that one. And so this is it's playing the arpeggiated notes here, but we have it ran without the Space Designer and with the tremolo instead, so it's kind of pushing up certain notes on the other track, And below that we have our last piano here, which has some more Space Designer on it, but it's doing the arpeggiated. Really spacey, really in the background with that reverb. That's a really pretty line, too. I love the haunting nature of it. It feels really cool. And then we get into introducing a few other instruments. First, we have our upright studio bass here. That sounds pretty nice and traditional. A little bendy, like got that kind of dissonant sound at times. And it's just running through our main steps here. Yeah, there's our little bendy note there. And under that, we have this weird thumb bass. So that's one thing with a lot of these epic dark wave, this leans a little dark wave and this leans a little glitch hop with some rock sprinkled in. And with a lot of those, doubling up instruments and using them as separate things are always turn out pretty cool. So the thumb bass is doing something real weird. Yeah, and by itself it just sounds froggy, like a strange frog. But we got a fuzz wah on it, which is really low. We've got a low range on that because it's a bass. And that with our upright studio, it's kind of making the noise. The other one's hitting the bass notes, but it's kind of echoing, and this is working really well. Another like glitch element that goes along with our drums, and that kind of brings out a lot of percussive noise to the bass track there. So then we got down here, we got our echo stack, which is our guitar coming in, doing some really simple things. Yeah, so that's got our little echo running, doing some palm muted stuff, which I love that sound. Depending on what song it is, it can sound funky or it can sound really spacey, you know. And then below that, we have our heavenly tweed coming in, which is doing the exact same thing. So this is another example. We've done it once with the piano, where we put a tremolo track and then we put a space designer on the other one, you know, to kind of meld together into a new tone. Then we did it again with the bass to have that glitchy one on top of the stand up. And then with the guitar, we have this. So we have the palm muted thing running through the heavenly tweed, but it's just going to give it that real thin. It's going to bring in a different tone uh, to that other track. So we introduced this one first. And it just opens it up and adds a ton of reverb to it, you know, and really just changes the sound there. But that doubling up is really going to help you achieve something if you can't find it quickly in a tone, you know. You can always cheat and use a few tones. And then we got the echo stack under there. And that one's doing some weird shit. That one's just really doing its own little thing. That one's just doing its own little solo thing in the background to bring a little funkiness to it. And then just going right down the list here, we've got our vocal sample. So another element in glitch, of course, especially is like vocal samples that are unintelligible, you know, you really don't know what they are, and they just need to be chopped and screwed, kind of, you know. A lot of people, when they make glitchy kind of hip hop, they tend to go more dubstep and things like that. And I like to keep it more ballady, epic, cinematic, you know. But I still like to use the elements. So with this one, we got this crazy little vocal sample going wild. Yeah. And see how glitchy that is? And that was just that was used. I used arcade, and hooked a couple samples up, and then really just you know, started improving with it. You know, kind of DJing with it. Um, and then down below that, we've got one of our drum beats. So yeah. So we're going really simple on this one. The glitch is more in the combination of drum kits and how they play off one another. And on top of that, it's also like we've got one of our snares really stretched out. So you can see here, just on this one hit, where we can gone into our micro editing section in our sequencer and really kind of bug that out. You know, like again, one of the elements of glitch is like playing robotically so fast. At least with drum sets, you're playing robotically so fast that it's not even human. You know, it's like physically impossible, possibly to play like that. You know. And so that brings an element of something extra, of something alien, of something robotic, you know. And so our other drum beats under that, we've got our really basic hi-hats, which you want to keep you going steady, and then you kind of want to add accents to them because you like that sound going constant, you know. So that's just riding along really simply. And then we bring in another kit here where we have this one going through this really heavy phaser. And I think it's just doing our kick and snare. Yeah. kind of slow and sludgy. But with our other two yeah, and you can see how that bass up top gets so percussive. And all of those elements are helping that that glitchy noise come out and shine a little bit without losing the song and going completely haywire sideways dubstep with it, you know. And then we do have a little bit of additive down here. We had something added in for our ending, and I think it's just doing some toms. So that's kind of for our rock section ending there. That's going to bring in some tom work and things like that. And we've got our 70s analog lead working a little bit too here. We can check that out. Really simple. It's just doing that one run. Yeah. And again, just adding some of uh, that spacey tone that you can't really put your finger on, you know, that also kind of brings out that glitchy section. And then we've got a couple more here. We've got our arena ready guitar, which is going to be doing our main chords. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just bringing that rock element into it, taking us away from that cinematic and glitchy feel and just adding a little bit of that basic kind of heavy metal or like heavy rock, really not metal, but it's got the tone. And then we got a analog ARP. Which is just gonna keep our spacey shit pumping, you know. That's what's pumping that the vibes through you. And then we've got a basic pattern synth down here as well. We'll check this one out too. So we've got a lot of little glitchy stuff going on, you know, like when you really add them up, you can see how it gets pretty crazy pretty quick. See, it's odd, and I love that, but it really, with everything else going on, you know, those are really just there to bring out some of that weirdness, you know. And so that's basically this beat. I just thought it was cool. I had found it again, and it seemed so glitchy and so odd to me, and that's one I haven't done a video on yet. And so, you know, let me know what you thought of this. Make sure to check out everything else we do on the channel. Make sure to check out our Patreon. We watch movies with you guys. We have extra music shows. We got an extra podcast. It's extra dirty. Also, check out my music, Kushing, on every platform, wherever you can find it, including this one. And also check out Real Bird. We got new merch all the time. You know, that's our company name. And it's a cult, baby. Check that shit out and let us know what you think about everything. Keep coming back, and we love you, and we'll see you again.